Welcome to English in a Minute from home. Things like this peanut butter lid screw on to the right and off to the left. To remember this, we have a little expression. Let's listen.
Anna, how's the repair going?
I'm trying to loosen this screw, but it's stuck.
Remember, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty.
I know, Jonathan.
No, your other left.
Thanks, Jonathan.
There you go. That's right.
Be quiet, Jonathan.
Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty reminds us how to loosen a screw. Turning to the left loosens it, and turning it to the right makes it tighter. You just have to...
Up next on UBC, brought to you by...
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
A very good afternoon to you tuned in to UBC TV. Welcome to UBC Lifetime News. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. This Monday, the 7th of October, 2022. In a first story, in a bid to devise means on how to handle and curb human trafficking cases in Uganda, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, in partnership with the Human Trafficking Institute, have launched the Fast Tracking in Persons Prosecutor Training Academy in Uganda. The training, which will run for a week at Sheraton Hotel, Kampala, aims at equipping prosecutors across the country with advanced skills related to investigations and prosecutions of human traffickers, victim protection strategies, among others. The launch of the Trafficking in Persons Prosecutors Training Academy was officiated by the Director of Public Prosecutions, Lady Justice Jane Francis Abodo, who is optimistic that the training will yield excellent results in addressing human trafficking cases. We have details to this.
Busy, if you need to use your phone or whatever, just kindly we ask that you step out.
The times, I think about 5 years ago, from under 100 cases to now over 400 cases that we have registered. Yes. So this academy is really now it is a trainer of trainers, so that they train them and then they will go and train other prosecutors as well, and then of course investigators, because we emphasize for trafficking in persons cases, it must be prosecution guided. Prosecution guided means the prosecutor is involved as the investigator is doing the investigations. They sit together before they actually go out, draw up a plan and say, you're going to go to the field and do 1, 2, 3. Take statements from 1, 2, 3, collect this kind of evidence. In that way, the investigators actually go out with more focus. It takes a shorter time, and then they actually get the evidence that is more relevant.
So the DPP's office is doing exceptional work when it comes to trafficking in persons. Number of ways that traffickers are working to exploit someone. So that's what people have to understand, is that Trafficking is very broad. Most of the trafficking cases are happening inside Uganda. The victims are Ugandans and the traffickers are Ugandans. So we have to help people understand that trafficking is not just something that happens in Saudi Arabia. It happens in their village, in their city, in their town.
We'll have a detailed story in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, the pre-trial hearing of a case at the International War Crimes Division Court in Kampala, where legislators Mohamed Segirinya and Alan Sewanyana and 5 others are charged, flopped again today. This followed a prosecution failure to serve the defense team with documents related to the trial. With this, the accused's legal team asked court for more time to allow prosecution serve them with the required documents, a prayer that was granted. Lady Justice Alice Komhanji Kauka adjourned the matter to the 5th of December 2022 for mention. Legislators Alan Sewanyana, Mohamed Segirinya, together with other 5 accused, are facing charges of murder, attempted murder, terrorism, among others. The said offenses prosecution alleges that were committed in areas of Masaka and Lwengo, respectively, in 2021.
Not been allowed access to our clients while in detention at Chigo prison, so they have not signed the relevant documents where they are supposed to file a constitutional petition challenging the rulings that have been passed by this court, but also on another ground that as Malenda and co-advocates, one of the law firms in representation, I have not been served with documents or the disclosures so far, and the ones that we're going to mark today. So it was not just a matter of marking the documents, but we must be served in time so that we can have the documents marked when we know what is there. So court has agreed with us that the adjournment should be on 5th December 2022, so that we come back when we have put our house in order and we are given access and the clients have signed the relevant documents. As lawyers, we are fast tracking that bail application to see that we get a date for it, but we got a challenge that the judges who are being allocated the file are all running away from it. No one wants to handle the file, and we are actually engaging with the principal judge and the heads of judiciary to see that they can drag a judge to sit and handle this bail application, because it appears that the matter is above everyone and every person fears to handle the case. So that is the challenge, but we are going to keep pushing.
UBC lunchtime news. National Resistance Movement district chairpersons across the country have unanimously endorsed the presidential candidature of Yoweri Museveni come year 2026. Led by their own chairperson Haji Twaha Sonko, the NRM leaders say Museveni is still needed to steer the country's social, political and economic progress. This decision was reached during a meeting at Katikati in Lugogo.
Is a candidate for our presidency in 2026. Yes. We are demanding. Yes. We are not praying, we are demanding. Yes. And we shall mobilize the grassroots. That will be our responsibility. Yes. And we are sure we shall have the victory. Yes. Inshallah. Inshallah. Why not? Why not? We also take this opportunity to thank Right Honorable Alhaji Moses Chigongo, the NRM first Vice National Chairperson, for the work done and the guidance that he has always provided to the NRM party. We shall, in the same vein, also thank the NRM Secretary General and Right Honorable Richard Todong and his team for the clear stewardship of the party. We equally thank him for the good working relationship with the structural leadership. We congratulate, let me use the same gathering also to congratulate the President of Kenya, Honorable His Excellency William Samuel Ruto, Doctor, for his victory and his acknowledgement of the status of His Excellency, the President of Uganda, as a father of this region. Yes. So it will be an abomination for us not to support General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni if the region still needs him. Now, we have not had that opportunity to accommodate some of these masquerading members. No, I call them masqueraders. They are the ones who are moving around, distracting our president from taking decisions that are good, from implementing our political manifesto. Our political manifesto still runs up to 2026, and that is what we want Museveni to implement. We don't want him to be disturbed. We as a younger generation and people who are young, I'm not young, but of course I'm also becoming an elder, but we are also saying as elders that the best elder is the one who has tasted it, and that is Museveni, who should become our flag bearer in 2026. But I said before, if he refuses to contest in 2026, we as NRM, we have our own prison. And we will lock Museveni in our prison of NRM for refusing to become our candidate in 2026.
Where are you going to have a leader to stampede him into not delivering on the mandate of the Ugandans, like the oil pipeline, like the satellite and all others? Uganda has moved very fast, and we think for now, nobody should push around in wanting a president. A president is not just a jacket. It's not a jacket. I want to say that our constitution allows us as members of NEC, I'm Wile Bisanga for Soroti City, would like on behalf of all the cities of Uganda to say we can be prepared and we shall be prepared to bring the leader we deserve at the right time, and we're using the constitutional means.
Well, they always say the earlier the better. So it is our mandate as the district chairpersons, national, all over Uganda. We have merged today at Katikati to officially launch our campaigns for His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for 2026. I think so far is the best candidate, and we have agreed as all district chairpersons.
The Innovation Village and partners in the tech space have launched a campaign dubbed I Pledge. The initiative that coincides Uganda's 60th anniversary celebrations and the 4-day Science, Technology and Innovation Expo at Kololo Independence Grounds seeks to highlight the benefits of innovation and technology in Uganda's social and economic aspirations.
So I Pledge is that celebration of personal commitment, love for country, and we are inviting Ugandans out there to join this campaign of being proud about, first of all, being Ugandan, but then taking personal initiative to give back to a country that has given us so much. So today, in context, we are putting a light on the role young people can play, but more importantly, the role entrepreneurs can play in building the country that we all love to live in.
The fear to collaborate with others is founded. The fear to collaborate with others is founded. I think we live in a country whereby intellectual property is not respected, that the courts have not always enforced the power of the contract. And so there's a real fear that if I tell you my idea, that instead of partnering with me, you're going to steal it. But we also see that many times it's unfounded, that somebody with an idea in their dorm room, instead of collaborating with their peers who have skill sets and competence they don't have, they're more focused on keeping my thing. An idea is not a business. I want you to protect your business secrets, not ideas. Ideas have to be shared, and once you collaborate and you work on them, you move into a business.
If we give a shared space to businesses, to young startups and all that, it will actually help in development. Many companies want to partner, but they don't even know where to start. They don't know where to go. So if they're in a shared space, it makes it easy for them to work together, which is the strategic partnerships that we're talking about.
So in tech, it's not enough that you do something.
Friends, relatives and politicians from the Forum for Democratic Change Party, that is FDC, have gathered at St. Paul Cathedral, Namirembe, during a Requiem service to celebrate the life of Omulangira Dixon Wasaja and eulogize him for the good deeds. FDC Deputy Secretary General Harold Kaija said that the party was not aware he was in the country only to hear about the news of his death. He said Dixon Wasaja was a committed, intelligent and patriotic man who is not easy to replace. The Kampala Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago said that the late loved his country even though he was abroad. He expressed disappointment with the challenges in the health sector. The late's wife, Grace Kutesa Wazira, said that her husband had a strong heart and wished everyone well. The Bishop, West Buganda Namirembe Diocese, Henry Katumba Tamale, said that the late was God-fearing and brought everybody closer to him. The late Wasaja died on the 3rd of November. He served in the Uganda community in Greater Manchester and was the chairman FDC in the diaspora. We now take a short break. UBC Lifetime News return in a few minutes with more.
So, I'm here to announce that the MTN Kampala Marathon is back. And this year, we are running for babies. To be clear, I am not talking about a baby. No. And neither am I talking about to be baby. I am talking about these small dollars.
Run for babies in the MTN Kampala Marathon on Sunday, 20th November 2022. Dial *165*77# or use the Momo app to register.
The Ministry of Health informs the public that there are confirmed cases of Ebola in Uganda. We, however, urge the public not to panic as the situation is being managed. The Ministry of Health further reminds the public to be on the lookout for any persons who may show signs and symptoms of Ebola. These include high body temperature, abdominal pains, diarrhea, vomiting, bleeding from the body openings such as the nose, eyes, and mouth. Please inform the nearest health worker immediately if you see anyone with these signs and symptoms. To prevent Ebola from spreading further, please take the following preventive measures: regular washing of hands with water and soap, avoid handshaking and hugging, avoiding any contact with any suspected Ebola patients. Any person who dies suddenly should not be buried but reported to the nearest health worker or LC1 immediately. For further information, please call the Ministry of Health toll-free number on 0800-100-066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and World Health Organization.
Ladies and gentlemen, Livingston brings you Mera the Genesis concert on 26th November 2022 at Kololo Airstrip. Come we celebrate gospel music as we take you through the Genesis, featuring ordinary tickets at 20,000 shillings, VIP tickets at 50,000 shillings, and a table of 10 at 2 million shillings. And the first 1,000 people who will buy a ticket via MTN mobile money will get a discount of 5,000 shillings on each. Don't forget, people with disabilities enter for free. Livingston Live in Mera the Genesis concert is brought to you by Plascon, Fenon, Coca-Cola, Maestro Studios, UNCC, Tress Gospel, Design Consult, Diesel Money, and MTN.
The Ministry of Health informs the public that due to the ongoing threat of polio outbreaks in Uganda, it will conduct the second round of the National House-to-House Polio Immunization Campaign from Friday 4th November to Thursday 10th November 2022 in all the districts of Uganda except those currently handling Ebola outbreaks.
During this second round of the National House-to-House Polio Immunization Campaign,
health workers will visit homes, schools, places of worship, markets, daycare centers, shops, and playgrounds to immunize all children aged 5 years and below, irrespective of their previous vaccination status. This house-to-house polio immunization campaign does not replace routine immunization.
Parents and guardians, please remember to have all your children aged 5 years and below immunized against polio during the second round of the National House-to-House Polio Immunization Campaign from Friday 4th November to Thursday 10th November 2022. The polio vaccine is safe, effective, and free.
This message is by the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, WHO, and partners.
That's right. The Voice is coming to a city near you. From the 21st of October to the 10th of November, you get a chance to showcase your talent. Prepare a 1-minute MP4 video of yourself singing and upload it to thevoice.africa to register. Make sure you have a valid Airtel number, and if you're shortlisted, you will be contacted to come in for the live auditions.
Well, don't just stand there, let's go!
Music your passion, Africa your stage. The Voice Africa, connected by Airtel.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
UBC Lunchtime News, thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. It's day 3 of the Kenya Airways pilot strike. A stalemate continues in Kenya due to the lack of meaningful concessions. KALPA have had stands with the association leadership saying it's ready to call off the industrial action once management agrees to resolve the issues raised by the pilots. Yesterday, KQ announced the resumption of Nairobi to Entebbe, Mombasa and Lusaka flights. On Saturday, about 53 planes destined for regional and international destinations were cancelled at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
Has declined to...
I've reached out to Kenya Airways via WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, email, and no response.
The management, they say, has declined to attend to their grievances.
Kenya Airways offices are not even available to deal with passengers. None of the services respond to any kind of query. So all the different numbers and ways in which you communicate with KQ, and which they tell us as customers in their own press release to communicate, zero. All day yesterday, all day today, Facebook, all you get is the bot. No reply. You try and call the numbers, they're just busy. You don't get through to anything. You just get a recording. You send emails, you're lucky if you even get an acknowledgement of received, far less a response.
I will miss the opportunity to represent my country, and for that, because this means a lot to me, so I think it will really impact, it will really affect my course, because I want to really represent the country and share about the good things about our country and how we've been able to, solve the SDG goals.
I've lost all my luggage so that I can be light. They have to give me a flight. Otherwise, am I going to sleep here in the streets? I need a flight. They took my money like 4 or 5 weeks ago. They knew what was going to happen. Why did they take my money then? I'm a blue flyer.
The death toll of Sunday's precision air crash in the northwestern town of Bukoba, Tanzania, has risen to 19 as we speak. Precision Air, which is partly owned by Kenya Airways, plunged into Lake Victoria while approaching the runway. Rescuers pulled 26 survivors to safety. The flight, which had been scheduled to land in Dar es Salaam later in the day, had 39 passengers on board and 4 crew members. Preliminary investigations attribute the crash to bad weather. The Uganda national netball team, that's the She Cranes, finished 5th in their maiden appearance at first Netball World Series played at Christchurch in New Zealand. The team defeated Jamaica 32-10 in a classification match to end up in 5th place. Before that, the She Cranes upset the world's #1 and winners of the tournament, Australia, 32-30, a defeat in the group stages. The team also did 33-22 in the group stages. The ladies, however, failed to progress to the knockouts after defeats from England, New Zealand and South Africa, 38-34, 49-32 and 27-22 respectively. Players Mary Nuba, Irene Yaru, Farida Kadondi and Margaret Bagala were outstanding in this tournament. The first 5 Netball World Series is played annually by the top 6 netball nations in the world in fast-paced 5s format, I beg your pardon. Uganda, being the current #6 in the world, qualified for the competition for the first time. Australia won the #1 spot after defeating South Africa in the finals. That is all we had for you this lunchtime. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Enjoy the whole week and the day today. Bye-bye.